Heavenly Father, God of gods, Father of Abraham, Jacob, we come to you in awe, sometimes not realizing the respect that is due to you. When we saw around us and we saw all your creation, we are in awe, and we see your glory and your power. We come today to you once again as we're going to delve into your word because we seek to know and we ask that you forgive us. Forgive us for the lightness sometimes of our approach to, but we ask you. Okay, we are at Hosea chapter 13 there, yes. And we're going to
Yes,
read the two last verses.
ma'am.
Let me see if my Bible is. Okay, so verse 15. Though he be fruitful among his brethren, an east wind shall come. The wind of the Lord shall come up from the wilderness, and his spring shall become dry, and his fountain shall be dried up. He shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels. Samaria shall become desolate, for she hath rebelled against her God. They shall fall by the sword. Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their woman with child shall be ripped up. Okay.
This is a vivid, violent
Oh,
imagery.
yeah. So let's go back to verse 15. Though he be fruitful among his brethren. I guess here he's talking about when they were boasting about how they're prosperous and look at me, I am so perfect with around with to everyone around, I guess, to maybe to the rest of the tribes and to the other countries neighboring other nations, though he be fruitful among his brethren. That was the situation before.
Look
No,
at verse. Look at verse. When Ephraim spake trembling, he exalted himself in
mm-hmm.
it. That is the same thing that
Yeah.
we see. Though he be fruitful amongst his brethren.
And
Though he, right.
I was saying, when we check Chronicles, you will see that Israel was very rich compared to all the other nations around it. It was rich in gold and oil and all that. It was a wealthy nation.
Yes, but this is not what 15 is saying. This is within Israel itself. Ephraim, remember when we speak of Ephraim and separate out Ephraim
From
from
Israel.
Talking
Israel,
the tribe,
the leaders, the kings,
the kings were rich because the kings came
the
from Ephraim.
upper echelon, Ephraim, even the
Mhm.
tribe was the largest physical area belonged to them.
Yeah,
A prosperous tribe in terms of their lands and so on. And Samaria was rich.
very rich.
Okay, so Ephraim is compared to the other tribes, is more affluent.
Yeah,
Okay? So
yeah.
herein is it he said, even though he and God is admitting it, he is fruitful, he's rich
He's rich. Yeah,
compared to his brothers.
yeah.
But
And Eastwind.
doesn't matter. That was
No.
never the point.
Yep.
It will not save him.
Nope.
He can't, because remember, they have been bribing the way out of confrontation before. They have paid usury to the Assyrians,
Right.
and then having done that, they went to Egypt
And did the
in,
same.
in secret to throw off the yoke of the Assyrians through an
Right.
alliance with, and that is when the Assyrians found out they attacked.
Right.
So they have been trying to use their wealth as a means of appeasing. And if you look at what the scriptures said in the earlier part of Hosea, that Gomer is described as a woman who is paying her lovers.
Mm-hmm.
But of her lovers pay her, so she's not even a good whore,
Oh my.
Yeah, remember that. We said
right?
she's a John and not a whore.
Yeah, she is giving away herself for free and paying the people who she's giving herself to.
Yep.
So
She was the sugar daddy.
So this is what God is saying here again, that even though he be fruitful among his brethren, An east wind shall come.
And we know what the east wind is. That is the country from the east, which we know is Assyria.
Okay. Now, here is the interesting thing that we are to delve into. When the Bible speaks of wind, it is usually associated with spiritual warfare, winds of doctrine, winds in the from the east and the west, the four winds in Revelation, right? We see this and we don't see the spiritual behind it. But like when it says the spirit of God came in like a great rushing, we see this and we think, okay, it's just a nation. But this is more than just saying that the king is coming. It is like when Daniel was approached by the angel, he said, the prince of Persia prevented me from attending you from the day you started praying. So there are these winds, these spiritual forces that are coming against, and God is going to allow it.
Yep.
It is a simple thing. Instead of the hedges around the vineyard being preserved, they are going to be torn down. And the animals from wherever are going to come into the vineyard and pillage it. This is what we're seeing. God has removed the protection that he has around. And now, those that would seek to destroy it will have no barriers, and they're going to come to do just that.
Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 11 and 12 says, At that time shall it be said to this people and to Jerusalem, a dry wind of the high places and the wilderness towards the daughter of my people, not to fan nor to cleanse. Even a full wind from those places shall come unto me. Now also will I give sentence against them. This is like, I think this is Jerusalem speaking.
That's Jerusalem.
That's Jerusalem.
Yeah.
But it's the same
Exactly.
Same picture happening. And it's the same place, right? First it was the Assyrians, and then it was the Syrians, right? And then the Assyrians.
Hear what?
Pardon?
Go on. I'm listening.
To have all of these people coming in from the east, the northeast, but the east. Go ahead, John.
I was saying Job described a wind to Job 1 verse 19, and behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. I know this was the story of Job's family, but I'm looking at the imagery here of Ephraim being the house. And everybody, when the wind came and destroyed all four corners of Ephraim, only a remnant was left. Because here he's saying only one escaped to tell you. So everybody died except one.
Yep. So we see it over and over again. And I want to be clear. What I'm finding going through Hosea are two tracks of remnants. Well, three really. One that left Israel, the northern territories, early when Jeroboam kicked out the
priests.
And then another set when Judah captured the town in war from Israel.
Yeah.
And
so that town became part of Judah.
Right. Those are remnants.
Right.
But the remnant that God is speaking about as it relates to the ears and the legs are not those.
And those that escaped.
It is those that were taken away and escaped.
Yeah.
After the wind.
Yep, after the wind passed through.
Up to today, the few that survived. Because the truth is, those would have been attacked as well, but they survived. The ones that left before were never attacked.
Nope. You couldn't call them you couldn't call them remnants of our war.
Exactly. They are migrants, but not remnants.
And Job gave us the full picture. There is one that escaped. So there was
after the melee after
Did,
the exculpation of these in the various lands, those that are alive and remain, the few that survive, don't even know that they are Jews or Israeli if you choose, or Hebrews if you prefer. They have no idea what their heritage are in a lot of times, but they are still marked as God's people, and God alone knows where they are. He says, I will gather them. He didn't say I'm going to send he, she, or the old lady to gather them. He said, I will.
from the four corners.
Only he can know because
Yes. Was it's Elijah? Ezekiel. Ezekiel was asked, can these bones live again? And he replied,
No,
Lord, only you know. Only you. You're the
I
only one
went
who
down
can
there and gave
determine
him
that,
water.
not me.
I left the light on. Oh, that's why. Sorry, son.
So we see and we know what it means that Israel shall come. That is the forces from the east. The wind of the Lord shall come up from the wilderness. The wind of the Lord, right?
It's his.
What
It
the
belongs
Lord
to
will
him.
send, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that these are holy
His.
or righteous. It means that these are the winds that the Lord will use,
Yeah.
you know, and the spring shall become dry. This is again like what happened with Moses. You remember when Moses was leading the children of Israel through the wilderness and they reached the Red Sea? It was a wind that blew for hours that dried up the riverbed and allowed them to walk over on dry land, not muddy land. It's a dry land.
Yep. Very dry.
And because they had heavy chariots and wagons or whatever and they would have sunk in mud. But this was dry land they walked over on.
And it was
So
twice because the Red Sea was one and Jordan was another.
yes, and it happened again with Elijah and Elisha.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a new phenomenon.
not only you see it's the wind of war, of violence coming, oppression, but the earth itself is being violented in a way that the spring will become dry, everything will dry up. So all the land is going to be,
No.
no?
This spring is not a physical spring. These are his children.
Oh, okay. So
These are the sources that would renew the nation.
so he's talking about people.
Yes, if you think about it as a spring bubbles up from the ground and
Right.
becomes a
Yeah.
stream.
Yep.
But the
Yep.
spring is different, and you normally identify the spring separate and apart from the river that follows from the spring. You can
Yeah.
say there's a river that is springing from so on and so on and so forth. But the spring is a source.
It's a source from which things. Yeah.
Right. So what
That's the
he's saying
beginning.
here, yes. So what he's saying here is your children will dry up. You will cease to have children. And remember
Yeah.
earlier he says that your children are going to be killed.
Yeah, he did.
And people will stop having children because they know when the children are born, they're going to die. And even when they have children, they're going to have children, they're going to be stillborn. So
Yep.
he says it.
Yeah, that's the spring. 'Cause if you don't have children, there's nothing to become the nation. You have no descendants.
Yes, and that is
Okay.
why it says, and his fountain shall be dried up. Same thing. You will not have any new replenishment of your stock. You're
Yep.
going to be going down and down and down and
Yeah,
down
because if
and
you
down.
don't have a spring, you can't have a river.
Exactly. There's no stream.
There's no reservoir from which the water comes from.
All right. So there will be no refreshing of your numbers. All right. And this is why it says, his spring shall become dry, and his fountain shall be dried up, totally stopped up.
Okay.
No more source. There's no further source. Okay.
Then he shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels.
He who, because look, he so far, he who from among his brethren, his spring shall become dry, he shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels. Is it that different he?
It's the same. He is Ephraim.
And you have to look, there's a colon right after the fountain being dried up.
Yeah. So Ephraim shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels. What's that? What
The
do we
treasures of
understand?
all pleasant. What are the pleasant vessels first? And what
When
would
you
the
tell me,
treasures
what
be
you
of that
understand,
pleasant?
he shall spoil the treasure of all pleasant vessels. You're passing the spoil and the treasure to get to the vessel, and
Yeah.
those come before. So what is it
You
that is?
sure this E is not going to be that with the Assyria?
Why would it be Assyria? Because look at it now.
Very right.
Let's go
All
back
the
to
E's before were Ephraim.
exactly. So the subject hasn't changed.
It's still Ephraim.
But that is still plunder.
What does
Look at what. Do you remember what happened? Okay, let us go back to scripture and see what happened.
Let's go First Chronicles.
Let's find out what happened at the last king.
Yeah.
What did they do? They taxed the people to pay. They charged. They were taking silver by the tonnage to send to the various places that they had to pay usury to.
He was paying homage.
Let's find it. Let's find it.
I'm looking. Second Kings 17 talks about their capture. I'm looking.
It's before the capture. This is a willing take. Okay, let's look at the word. He shall spoil. Spoiling is taking away from. Okay? When you spoil somebody, you have taken what they have for yourself. But the he is still, in terms of the literature of it, should still be referring to Ephraim. And if Ephraim is stealing from Ephraim, why is that? Let's do that research, people.
I'm looking.
overpay, trying to bribe? I don't see what.
Do the research. Don't speculate.
I'm checking. They burnt incense. They did with. Nevertheless, they did not taste stiffening. They rejected his covenant. They left the commandments and made golden images.
Okay,
Well, I know.
Let me read it for you. Right? This is King 1530. He became king through a conspiracy in which his predecessor Pekah was killed. The Assyrian king Tiglath-Pileser III claimed that he made Hosea king, and Hosea paid an annual tribute to him. After Tiglath-Pileser died in 727, Hosea revolted against the new Assyrian king Shalmaneser, who then invaded Israel, took Hosea prisoner, and besieged Samaria. Okay? Hosea was paying money to the Assyrians. He had been paying and paying and paying. And when he was fed up of paying, he took money from the leadership, the rich people in Israel, and he went to Egypt to try and bribe Egypt to come to his rescue. Didn't work. And then he refused to pay. And having refused to pay, that's when the invasion. So
That was the first place.
So he was taking from Israel the money that was within, because they were supposed to be rich. So they were taxed to death. He was taking money from these people to send it abroad. So this is exactly what he was doing. He was spoiling his own house.
Yeah.
He was spoiling his own house.
He tried to
Right?
They tried surviving by paying tributes.
Yeah. And if you follow the logic now, follow this. He shall spoil the treasure of our pleasant vessels. Yes. And then Samaria shall become desolate. Yes, so
Yeah, because the Assyrian king besieged it for 3 years, so they started to suffer from then.
Because he refused now to he stopped paying.
Yeah, and that was when he went to Egypt for help.
Yes, with lots of.
And he started to give Egypt money.
Yep. So he taxed the people and said tons of silver and precious oil and whatever from his own people to try and stave off invasion and war. It didn't work, right? So this he that's referred to here is not the king of Syria or
It's the
Assyria.
kings of Ephraim.
Him who did it to
It's
himself.
Ephraim.
Yes, he did it to himself. And this is why God is saying, your wounds are self inflicted. You have destroyed yourself. It says it.
Really? Well, this is
O
interesting.
Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself. It's
So,
all because of your actions. And you continue to do it. Thinking themselves to be wise, they became as fools. So you shall have no new, your children won't be around. You'll have no new incoming um, children, and your society is going to be going further and further down as time progresses till there are no more. And then that's it.
I found the exact chapter and verse, Jackie,
Go
that
ahead.
talks about what they actually did.